Good morning, folks. It's 8:16 a.m. Move some of this stuff. On the second month, 12th day, 2025. We have another man, Maidacane, has just gone into the Cat 1 range, and we expect it to come ashore somewhere right around here between Port Hedland and Carretha. Just like I said days ago, don't let him say this can't be predicted. So I'm going to go over some of the geo-engine moves to show you what some of my squiggles that I often do as get nice for booking.com. Anyways, I'll go to where I made a post for myself, and I picked up some moves that kind of show me where the storm was going to go, like I did the other day, where I kind of said ground zero. And look at this image here. It just looks like a bunch of nothing done. But what I've done is I've nailed down what a NextRad did here. Right, that's what all this is here. You have a device here that went up to the side, over, and across. This one over here that fired the big blast is Jorn. Is absolutely triangulated around some big massive device, and Alice Spring fired as well. And it had a great big effect on your weather as far as where the flow is going to come in to feed this storm, and what pulses held it out, like this one here did. You see those lines through there. So I'm going to go over some of this. See that big straight line right through here where I'm pointing at? There's the radar over here. So I'm going to go over that, but this is the path that it's coming in, because folding around all these heated outflow lines, there was nowhere for it to go because the line went way out to sea the other day. So where do I want to start at? I guess I'm going to start with how are they going to whip this storm all the way up to the strength it's about to become. And the biggest tell of that will come off your CIMIS over here, where you get a lot of details about the storm itself. Let's just reloaded all that and then get the intensities of what they say, which often doesn't match the reality with the buoys pickups. It's gone into the Cat 1 range, and she's slamming straight in right there where the EMF flow lines that I showed you yesterday and the day before clearly indicated to me where it was going to go. You know those things they call glitches? Well, they affected the clouds in a way that I was able to tell. It's just something I've learned about. There's your current intensities. It's all of this map I'm going to use other than this. If I go on to the side here and you click on any of the storms they show you on their main page, and you click this, you'll get like the last 24 hours worth of what they did. And you'll see them doing the whip move, or it's like pushing a swing here to get it to go around. That was the NextRad firing from onshore. Right, it showed me another correlation between the lines I was seeing on Mimic and the lines I was actually seeing and manipulating the storm. And right now it's on this side of the storm, beaming down, scooping that kind of stuff in. So if I'm lucky, I can get this to go out. Let's get something interesting showing. That's not the one I want. I'm going to try it again. See if we can do this. Perfect. It's what I wanted. Right. So what I see going on here in this move here, as you see, the beam isn't as much curved as the one before, because the condensates themselves, as they're moving, the vortices will move out. I see a pan here, and that went straight down, and it's pushing the storm right here. But not as much here. So all that stuff starts to come around. And they whipped it here just a moment ago to keep it from coming back. And they whipped it that way, right? That other shot I took you. Yeah, it's just, it may look like a jump rope, but they're just straight lines, and the moving of the moisture itself is causing the curve. So you get to see some of the vortices in the storm themselves. And that's a big tell, the weather manipulation. Look at that massive cloud just sat there until it was scooped in. Massive chemicals scooping in. They put a big mass of chemicals here, and they scooped it in earlier on the 48-hour one, which I can show you now. If we go back over here, I might as well just share that with you so you guys can please keep an eye on us. It can't be everywhere at once. And hello to you too, Sally Lyon and everybody else. I see your comment. And Sarah Epps and Angry Face is allowed on my broadcast. Don't ever get mad about that because this kind of stuff makes me angry too. So I'll go back over here and we'll do the Mimic 48. We got 3 named cyclones just in this Indian Ocean now. That's very unusual. But this move I've seen many times, and I just click on it. I go over here to the Mimic on this side here, and I click that. And this time I'm going to go with 48 hours back so you can see the whole thing. Bzzz. Getting fried, NWO style. We're not talking about the National Wrestling Order or any of that. Now we're talking the Golden Age Club. Whammo, whammo. Yeah, you see how where they push on specific parts of the storm mass to get it to circulate around. It's just like pushing the kids on a carousel, one of them things that goes around, 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 around. Just out of curiosity. Yeah, you get one person on one side, one on another, just the right spots, man. You could really use only a little bit of effort to see. And we got here New Caledonia, a bit of beaming going on. It's not huge. There's a ship right here, or a device in the sky that's beaming along with it. Don't say those devices don't exist, or I'll point at an AWACS plane. Is the AWACS plane? They're flying radar planes, military. What does a Hurricane Hunter plane look like? You got all sorts of devices on these type things as well for measurements. But the last one, it makes my point the best. You see that big blast? That's a radar up in here. It's on a propeller plate, and that could be in many altitudes, something like this. Many altitudes. And what, the E3 Century? That's just, just one of the many. So you can't tell me they ain't got flying fryers. He was doing Google balloon perturbation experiments when they was. It wasn't just to look at. Where was I? Right, so we looked at that beam from the inside. So let's look at what Mimic had to say this morning. You guys just got absolutely fried. Look at this big beam come down here. So I'll go this here and I'll go a little slower on it and let you see why is this storm pinned over there. Why is this storm guiding in at an exact path that was very easy for anybody that can accept the fact that electromagnetic frequency and perturbation can cause the electrical disturbances that create different flows, thermals, if you will, updrafts, downdrafts, side flows. And a radar can do this. And when you upgrade a radar in certain ways, you have an X-rad radar. Many of your X-rad radars were upgraded 2017, 2018, and from C-band and A and B bands up into the D and C bands of the new style next generation radar, which is what X-rad stands for. So don't let them lie to you. Don't let the motherfuckers lie to you. So you guys got blasted. This storm absolutely is in. Absolutely. See the corridor of flow here? I'll jump back an hour. See the shapes here? It can't come in but here. It's the only spot it can go. It's the only spot it can go. And that moved that one along. Right? That's moving right on along. It'll be well manipulated, that one. Well manipulated. You want to have P? Now, this is what we do. You see a correlation. You see a correlation. Hello, Talia is out of here. I spelled Felicia, whatever it is, her name is now. I can't keep up with all the names. Storm, Chemicane 1. We'll show you 48 hours of weather manipulation here. Talia, what's going on. It's just sitting there. But they just hit it with a big blast. So I'm expecting to see something. Let's get it with a timestamp. See it right there? They're whipping it. The whipper, moving it along. So that should actually make that increase in strength. So I'm expecting it to get stronger just from that one mole. And this is Zelia. with Zelia cammed up, boom, boom, clothes coming up. And this here's the infrared, and this is showing the cloud temperature differences, and this should be very high top cold. So either an eye is beginning to form, or some cold catalysts were deployed. That was a huge difference in temperatures from this negative 80 that this yellow will be to this in this range here, which is negative 20. So something here is being deployed. A lot of pulsations coming out from either vibrations of explosions from chem bombs, or percussion rings, or an EMF pulsing device. And I did pick up EMF pulsing, and I took a picture of it. These kind of sideways you expect to see from stars when they get very electrical, but a circle pulse like this one here is different. This is different. So some stuff you should expect to see, and some stuff I go, well, if you're going to move the storm with a whipper move, you're going to see pulsations. And so right here is separate. See that? See this here? See it? See these here? This is the difference between a chem bomb explosion. Right here. It's a different kind of ripple. See this here? That's a chemical bomb. It's got this shape. And it's got a percussion ring pushing in all directions from its explosion point. And that might be falling down while it's exploding catalysts into the cloud masses. I expect to see those normal. Normal. That's man-made. That'll be the man-made stuff, not normal. I'll get that one saved. As you can tell by looking at the infrared a whole lot. So maybe that ability to look at the EMF's about to go away. Because I use these kind of images quite accurate. To determine a lot of cloud dynamics. There's another explosion right there. See the wake? And you start to look in these storms when you do your zooms, and you'll figure that part out. You just, and this is the worldview. Let's see what time that was. It was about 5:30 a.m., about 3 hours ago. And so you can see the outflow I was talking about. But look at this line right here. Cruising along. Something is deploying here, and EMF is nucleating the chem right through there. Right here. Right in this mess. See it? Watch that spot. Right through here. Something's exploding. It's going south, and then it curves into the classic chem bomb. So there you can see chemical catalysts being deployed, and whether they cause hot or cold reactions to catalyzing with existing atmospheric conditions and what happens to be up there, if it's sulfur, whatever, we don't know. We just know what's proposed. See how square this one looks? It's like this. Over here. It's not normal. What we got here is a V of dots. See it? These are chemical catalysts being deployed in the sky of an undisclosed secret type program where X marks the spot. Yes, this is textbook textbook stuff. I'll save this one. So we have the data. I don't know if we'll ever find a court where we'll be allowed to have a fucking trial that matters. Yeah, look at this cruise down here. Sitting that EMF line, drawing it back. That's just cartwheeling along. There's nowhere for it to go, because that should come in land here. This has left the normal conditions, but the flow line from the radars that I showed you on this graph here, it stopped it. It stopped it. Yesterday's was, if I can find it through some of my silliness I show, was looking like this. That was me getting fact checked. I do a lot of work. That was EMA coming off of. I did another looking for yesterday's markup. Oh well, I don't see it. It's a big pulse coming off of Cass, isn't it? Look at that. Bzzz. In the very, really high level, there was a bunch of particulates floating around, and the heating up of those particles caused a plasma to form. And that plasma is evidenced in this interference pattern, which will be waves jumping up and down in place. It ends up forming a waveform. Peaks and troughs, man, peaks and troughs. That'd cause some turbulence if you was flying through it. Turbulence. Turbulence. I'm going to close that off so I don't get tempted to look there again. I'm going to close this one off, free up some bandwidth. They moved a lot of storm around here, a lot of it. So here's your infrared, but let's go look at some of the other imagery I might have available on this. And then I'm going to go to the forecast itself. Yeah, there's weather manipulation. That's not a very good image to choose. Okay, we can go into this one. I'm not going to go into the 12-hour. I'm going to what's it now. What's going on right now. Look at these boom boom plumes. This one's going the wrong direction, right? So something on the top is just sitting there like a smoke machine. It's just going off, and it must be moving towards the north and the east. Yeah, you see how it's going both directions? That's not normal. That should be funneling in like a giant toilet flush, but all I see is a skyria sky. Skyria, skyria, all over them all. And boom, 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 flows do create skies of doo-doo. Skyria. Yes, call this Azalea Skyria. Sky, this is where they're parking it. It's coming in right here. I see a signature here. So this is where she's coming ashore right here. So, batten down the hatches. Wickham. Yeah. Reborn. You're fucked. Yeah, you're fucked. And she's parking. She's going to park, Caratha. This area here looks like it needs some freedom. Well, that'd be a nice place for Newport, huh? Damp ears on the other side. It's going to be damp, but at least they're not getting the brunt. Or are they? Let's have a peek and find out and show you guys. Right, I'm finding the ECMWs to be quite... if I see a graph I don't like, I'll move it. Current rain total in this band here is just parking. It's a little low. It's about 100. Yeah, there we go. It's going to drop you 3 centimeters an hour. And that's what we're going to count when this thing makes landfall. Then I'll go over the winds, because right about here is when it's going to kick into them like 80 and 90 mile an hour winds. Yeah, surf's fucking up, man. But sometimes if you're surfing when it's fucking up, you're fucking up. Look like a spunk master there. Hey Higgins, it's a Bell Endless fun for you to draw. It doesn't even look like a hurricane or a cyclone, does it? It doesn't have the whip around. There should be another one here, isn't it? At the curves are wrong. Yeah, it should have the whole arm of it should be looking like one. It's past the Peters Insulaw, right? And she turning, they say they're turning, she's a wobbling, she's a turning, and that's coming a little bit far north than I'm expecting. Here, so let me change graphs so I find one. I think he's coming in right through here. But it's a wide bitch, this one. Look at the wind field on this. Back it up, buddy boy. Are they coming for your port? Look at that. Look at this wind here coming about the end of the afternoon. Hi, have it. This is that moment when they'll say, right, man, she's hitting Cat 3. Oh, the upper level winds will be going much, much, much quicker. Much, much, much quicker. 103, 103. And how you tell the storm is not by its pressure. You use something called the Saffir-Simpson scale. You use the Saffir-Simpson scale. And you go find it. And and you look up what is that particular wind. Okay, there is no other way to tell. So at miles an hour, you get 101. That's a solid category 2. It's in it. But anything less than that, until it hits 95 miles an hour, is a Cat 1. So don't let them blow smoke up your ass saying something's more powerful than it is. Like if that thing doesn't go 111, 110 don't count. Don't be, oh, we'll give it that. No, it has to hit 111. And until it's done that, whammo. It won't be that. And until it hits 74 miles an hour, it's not even a tropical cyclone. And that's just how that works. So you'll make sure you know these things. And I use National Worldview for quite a few things. And this is just showing the ignition points of fires. There's that link to the tropical cyclone stuff for you guys. Here's a link to that. Here's a link to Mimic while I'm at it. You see me use a lot. Feel free to ask questions in my yacky shows that I do sometimes. Train wreck, if somebody called me. I'm a train wreck. Coming from the car that's in the middle of the fucking track that causes a train wreck, I consider that a compliment sometimes. Oh yeah, you gotta own some shit. At National Loopy, you know, and Satview, you know, and Windy, you go buy it. Because that's what I do. Look at this plume here. Hi, I'll go that way while everything's going that way. Hi. Wrong way, Charlie. Pow, pow, pow. Big sky sharks and boom ba doom ba pooms. Big sky sharks and boom ba boom ba pooms. Big sky sharks and boom ba doom ba pooms. Big sky shark. On the paints that shit. My gosh. See the big line there? That's big EMF blast coming out from the storm over here. Riding that chemtrail line like a wire. Something called ducting. Hi, let's just go the wrong way here. Head south. Heading south. Going the wrong way. Everything should be toilet flushing toward the center. Watch this mess near where my arrow is. Head the wrong way. Something is controlling this. A remotely controlled vehicle. And then another plume pops up over here doing the same. Staying in place is impossible. So I wonder what chemicals they've just deployed. I don't think it's all dry ice. I don't think it's all silver iodide, or we'd be picking it up in soil samples. But we're not. And the price of silver to make the silver nitrate, to make the silver iodide, would make the price of silver out the ass. I'm not seeing that. Ooh, Mr. Bones. Where one chem bomb goes, they all go. So your geoengineer in this farm is very, very evident in the chem. Very, very evident. Here's where I was picking up the desert dust. I'm in the color of the cloud here. And that comes get scooped back in and can also be energized or by atmospheric perturbations, as shown like in this interference pattern here. What microwaves can do there, doctor, weather, meteorologists, won't fact check my ass that the Doppler radars ain't being used as and upgraded into NEXRADs. Well, some of these old people need to relearn medical stuff and all sorts to see that maybe things changed from when they took their degrees. Because science is never something that's the way it is. Yeah, science is to be challenged. Boom, boom, booms here and the edge. This isn't just a square here. And this is off the coast, so that'll be like Sydney and up north Nuki over there. They're chem bombing. It's the new kind of nuking going on. Yep. It's the nuke bomb in town. That's Port Macas. That's a Newcastle down here. So you're right in here and all that gap and crack and stuff. Cracky coves. Look at that there like a circle finger. That ain't naturally occurred cloud. Big shit's that looking like a comet. What a shame. Look it up your coast today. It's horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. Look at this. You want to see up your coastline? Oh yeah, I was rolling your forecast. I'm sorry. I know you do. I'm just jumping all over the place. Alright, back to the rain and the thunders and the ball of lightning and wall of thunder and the chem bombing of it all. Geoengineering sucks. We must say no to the Paris Agreement. This is just the wind speeds, and man, she's definitely running some fast ones there. Yeah, that's a solid Cat 2. Till it goes 111, don't believe the lies. They want to make things seem worse because they're trying to tell you that you're causing climate change somehow with your existence. and things you do. When really there's so many corporate things belching fucking pollutants in the atmosphere, and then actually using atmospheric heaters. A HARP is called an atmospheric heater. And well, those two Jorn devices, the beam is down here today, like this one here. Yeah, I got it mapped out. This is where one of the beams was centered today. And while they're not shooting missiles out of the sky, they can heat the atmosphere and get called the roaster. That comes out. And I hear it's extremely hot in Adelaide right now. Extremely, extremely hot. And the other one came from, well, from here. I suspect it's this one was done it. This is what's done it. Well, there used to be a device here. It's not mistaken. I like to be able to say that when I do it. It's this one's here. The big radar. This one. See it? That's at Alice. It's quite a little. Everybody talks about the HARP. Nobody ever talking about that. Yeah. See the curves on this thing? Boy, can you focus some energy at different levels of the atmosphere. Many of these, you'll have 4 panels, and they can independently move. So you could do a lot of stirring and mixing with such an atmospheric heater, right? So we'll go back to the rain and the thunder. Then I'm going to go out to the East Coast and give you good news, bad news. You see, it ain't going to last long for you guys over here. It's going to drift some terrible, terrible totals along the way. The path is more going to follow that chem line that is in place today. This one. It's going to fold right in here. Yeah, you hear all that emergency. I wish they'd go take out the plane people that do this and the people that got ideas to spray my car. You have to excuse it. Vaxie, taxi. You motherfucking mask scene. The obscene Maxine led to the vaccine taxi. Hey, you guys did it, not me. Why would you like the robot to make you one now? Oh boy, thanks Elon and John Don. Now and show you what's about to hit here, because that's what it's going to be, man. You guys are fucked. Batten down the hatches. Keep up with local information. Flash floods to be expected. Dangerous winds, damages shit. Houses are going to get fucked. Yeah, I feel bad for the West Coast. Yeah, but you guys, it's pretty much a never-ending story with the flow lines like they are here. So every afternoon you can get them pop-ups. But the big batch, I will now call this event. As of tomorrow afternoon, I'm going to call the event over in Townsville. That event, I will call it over. However, what's up here at Cage is still wetting them down, so you are not over yet. And whatever rain falls to your west is going to come due you. And that was about the best news I can give you. But with the flow lines the way they are and the continuing motions of the whole belt of the tropics coming your way, this will show it a little better. When you see the pressure locked, it's bringing it up through here, and it's straight to the far north Queensland. And this tropical corridor here, where very often a beam will come up and direct some of the moisture towards a La Nina or an El Nino effect, depending upon which one they want to do. And well, that's even on that day there, it's a terrible amount of rain. Oh, this is 36 hours or so from now, where it's belting down now 4 centimeters an hour as it comes ashore. And doing the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, that's getting close to a meter of water coming ashore here at Port Hedland. So this area is fucked. South Hedland, Port Hedland, Hedland is getting a serious hawk to it. That's for fucking sure. Shame on the geoengineers. Geoengineering sucks. It does. It's quickly belts on out the water, and we'll track where that goes from here. You guys got a break coming, which I do love to see. Yeah, New Zealand, I'm gonna give you a run through, and I want to show you some of the fires that are going on down in Tassie, because it's been going on for many days now. They're getting this one area is. The fires that they're doing are either controlled burns with the most accuracy I've ever seen, or arson, doing something that's grabbing up the land kind of before the railroad comes in scenario of the old west kind of thing. If you knew the highway was going to have an exit in the United States when it was building Interstate 40, you bought some land there to have the gas station kind of scenario. And it's a big tendril parked out there. But as of right now, it's nice to see on the tents that no real huge fuckery for some of these tropical islands as we have been seeing, but it's not a pleasant total still either for like natty and stuff like that with 10 and 12 centimeters coming their way. I said centimeters in case you know it, but this year total seems a bit low because I just counted out close to a meter, so I think we're being lied to. That total's way too low. So anytime you're getting over 500, you are fucked. And if I say you're fucked, you're fucked. I don't use those words lightly. New Zealand, again, you guys are looking all right. It's just watch out for the afternoon storms and the big beams that swell the streams and kill the dreams. Over the next few days, there's some action in and around Canberra coming up through the Blue Mountains, some pretty heavy totals. Well, at least it's not snow. We got some fair totals coming to us here today. It's not the nicest day outside. Yeah, it's 3 degrees as you can see the corner of my screen here. Hi, have some action, Yeah, you guys got to keep up with your, when you got to look at your radars to see what's going on, really. You know, even right now, this cell here outside Goldie is very dangerous looking to me. I'm liking the pulsations in this one. That's where they say it's going. Yeah, Mugurai. Ooh, wanna go to Mugaru, and the sky looks like dew with boom boom plumes. The main range getting the draining of the vein. Yeah, you guys are getting some. This is a dangerous cell. When it springs out in this valley here, it looks like she's sliding a little north. But if I was over here in Calbar over here, I might want to make sure I pulled in my some of my plants from outside. You can have some hail and damage and winds with this. It's not good at all. How are we looking on infrared on that? I wouldn't think it would be that kind of storm out with that infrared look to this. But you know, when you could boom and you could plume, you can ruin. What a shame. Anyways, big love, people. Stay safe. I'll keep an eye out. If I see anything out, I'll let you know. Peace.